Hey, welcome back everybody. It's great to be with you. I guess I got something a little different for you today. Normally I would go through all the news and so forth, and there are some great things happening. Women's basketball is doing unbelievably well. I think they're now 22-5, just having an amazing season. But I thought today, and I was encouraged to do it, was to, if you haven't heard, I am retiring. I'm going to be stepping down from the Abbey in August 2nd of 2025. Someone said maybe I should share just quickly how I got here. I don't know if I can do that quickly, but I'll try. 21 years ago, I was president of a company up in Pennsylvania, and I was reading the National Catholic Register, and I'm reading this article on the left-hand side. Now, the corner of my eye, I caught the word Benedictine. I always had an affinity for St. Benedict. I won't go into that now. But I looked over to see what it was, and it was an ad for the president of Belmont Abbey College. And I have to tell you, honestly, I had never heard of Belmont Abbey College before, so I don't know why I didn't go back to reading the article I had started out with, but for some reason I started to read the ad, and after the end of it, I did something I never did before. I actually cut it out. And I brought it home to my wife, Mary, and I said, what do you think about this? And I know she's probably looking at me thinking, like, what are you thinking about this? And we talked about it for maybe like 10 minutes or something, right? And that was it. There's nothing more to be done with it. There was no more plans or anything else. That was just an item I had come across, was interesting. But for the next 5 days, I keep seeing the piece of paper. I either find it in my folder or somehow it's in my pocket. And on the 5th day, I'm at work. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I can only say, by the grace of God, I was kind of compelled. I saw it and I felt like I should call up the phone number. There was no name on it. So I call up this number. Guy answers the phone. The first thing I said to him is, I said, look, you might think I'm crazy. I am not looking for a job, but can you just tell me more about this? And after about 40 minutes on the phone with this guy, he says to me, I think you should be the president of Belmont Abbey College. And I have to tell you, I'm from the Bronx, New York. Cons and hustles happen really fast. I figured I'd be giving this guy a credit card in about 5 minutes. You know, you too could be a college president. You know, here's my credit card. But I was really taken aback when he said that. And I said, so, I said, what are you thinking here? And he said, well, look, we've interviewed 50 people for this job. We've selected 5. I'm about to present them to the Board of Trustees, but he goes, I really think you're the person. I need to meet you right away. Now, this is a Tuesday, and now by this time in the phone call, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which, as you may all know, is the hour of mercy. And so I said, well, when is right away? And he said, I need to meet you this Friday morning. I said, I can't. I have a meeting with Dick's Sporting Goods in Pittsburgh on Friday morning. I can't do it. And in the same breath, he says, I'm flying through Pittsburgh on Friday morning. I said, okay, God, I'll go meet him at the airport. So I went at like 6 o'clock in the morning. For 2 hours, this guy's grilling me in the airport about my scholarly background. I often joke, but only half joking, that when I went to the University of Maryland, they told me my major was eligibility. So that gives you my scholarly background. So I kept telling him, not a scholar, I wasn't a dean, I didn't have any of the background that it seemed like he was hoping I would be sharing with him. So after the 2 hours, I figure he's going to say, thanks so much, but be on your way. Instead, he catches me completely off guard and he says, I'm now confirmed, you're the person for the job, are you still interested? I heard myself say yes, and I remember leaving the airport thinking, I just told this guy I am interested in being the president of Belmont Abbey College. I've never seen it before. We didn't really have a website. We had like a flat screen of just the 2x2 of the Basilica. You couldn't even go in and look at the school. But I've always trusted in divine providence. I had put it in God's hands. I went to my meeting, and to be honest with you, I almost forgot about it because I didn't hear anything for quite a while. But about 6 weeks later, he calls up and says, will you and your wife come down for an interview? We said yes, and I have to tell you, it's so clear to me right now. I'm standing out in the front, here's the Basilica behind me. We drove up, and when we both came off the highway and we saw St. Leo's and we saw the Basilica, we both simultaneously just took a collective breath. We were like, oh, I mean, somehow we were just struck by the beauty, and I don't know, it just seemed like it seemed like a great place just upon first seeing it. And then I'll tell you, before we met anybody, we drove in, we parked in the parking lot right here, walked up this path, we had never been here before, went into the Basilica, we sat in the front pew, nobody's in there, it's dark, but we prayed a rosary. And we were praying a rosary for discernment. Was this just crazy, or are we supposed to be here? And when we prayed there, we had such a sense of peace. Mary Help of Christians at the top of the altar, and we just felt like, wow, we are supposed to be here. And then it just got reinforced, because then from there we went over and we met the Board of Trustees and met some faculty members, we met some students, obviously we met the monastic community, and it just grew and got stronger. And about a week later, I came back for a second visit to accept the job. And Abbott Placid was driving me back to the airport, and as he's driving, I said to him, by the way, how many people applied from that ad? And he doesn't say anything to me, he just holds up one finger. So I was the only person to apply for that National Catholic Register ad, but I only share that with you because this was a call by Mary and I and our family to come here from the very beginning. It's still a tremendous call, and to be honest with you, it was a very difficult decision to step down. I did not want to be the one in a way that said, I'm going to step down now. So last August, the board, after 20 years, said to me, what are you thinking? Because we need to plan, if you're going to be retiring or leaving, we just need to do some succession planning. And I said to them, what I really prefer is I want to put it in your hands, and I want to do what is absolutely best for the Abbey. And so we had kind of discussions from that point on, and we made a decision that August 2nd was the right time to step down. It's an awesome time. The people at the Abbey right now, the cabinet, the leadership, here I am with Rolando and Nicholas and other, just the people here at the Abbey are just awesome. So I feel like it's a time where it's going to keep going, it's going to keep building. And Mary and I don't know if you know this, are oblates of Belmont Abbey Monastery, and so that's a lifelong commitment. So we are committed to Belmont Abbey forever, but maybe my role would be a little bit different. So after August 2nd, I'll be going on a sabbatical, and then I'll come back, and I have the option to come back as a professor of psychology. I'd like to teach maybe some sports psychology or something perhaps, but that's a little too far out for me almost at this moment. I almost can't take the whole thing in myself, but I just want to express my profound gratitude. You know me, I always talk about gratitude. I'm going to go ring the gratitude bell for you after this. I lack words to express my just profound thanks and gratitude for the support and the love of everyone who has helped build up the Abbey over the time I've been here, and I know will continue to do it long after I'm gone. So again, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I ask for your continued prayers, not only for Mary and I and the family, but also most especially for Belmont Abbey and Belmont Abbey College, that it continues to do God's will in all things. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and next week I'll pick up on all the news and things that can come, but I hope to see you on campus to personally thank you sometime soon. But until then, take care and God bless.